stream. What is this? Of course. Oh my god. That was great. That was so great. End is never the end, is never the end, is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Neat.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
That sounds really
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Nice.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
That's
telling
exactly
him
what I do.
buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
My life
Though
in
he
a
had been
nutshell.
made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
He
Something
became
that
not
would
happy?
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Took him an
No
hour
one
to
had
figure
showed
that
up
out.
to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he
Wasn't
came
like
to his
slowly
wits and
getting nervous,
regained
it was
his
just
senses,
bam,
he got up
complete
from his
shock.
desk and stepped out of his office.
I think I get an achievement by pressing spacebar. Damn. There we go. God damn it, hang on. We're back. Doesn't seem like I can interact with anything. Can't crouch. Or at least I don't know how to crouch. It ain't shift. Control? No, it's control. Don't know what this is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
Yes.
no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
He's going to keep increasing it every single time, isn't he?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes,
my God.
almost certainly 50 clicks.
This is great. It registers every click, even if it makes no sound.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where the hell's door 417? I'm doing this.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
This is so great. Oh my god.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437.
Okay. You're the boss.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
What the hell does a copy machine look like? Is it that pencil sharpener? Oh.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
This is the greatest thing.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
This is so great.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
No! Damn you. Oh, God.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I assumed at first it was going to make me put 430 clicks into it.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
I like how the narrator is just, like, making fun of me here.
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Please just ask me at the end of this to click on something 10,000 times. Like, I'm actually begging you here. Please do that. Where's 419? Ah, here we go. I can't jump.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
This is the greatest thing.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now.
That was the greatest thing. By the way, I have like over 10% of the achievements and I've like just started this game. This is a good game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
God damn it. God damn it. Oh my god. I'm assuming most people go to the right, so I'm gonna go this way. Don't worry, others. Oh, I know about the don't play the game for like 5 years achievement. Play it for the entire duration of a Tuesday.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is great. We're just gonna sit down here and just watch this amazing slideshow for a while. Oh my god. Why did we hire you? Lunch. Pollution. Less air, what the hell? Tips for not getting fired, don't get fired. Oh my god. Graphs about things plus money. Oh my god. A lot of percent. Oh my god. Everything about this is great. Oh, I didn't think I could open that. There you go.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There's a broom. And it's a broom closet. There's duct tape. Can I have the duct tape?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
This is nice.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm not standing, I'm squatting.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yeah.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
It's giving me Easter egg text, so that's nice. You're making me want to stay here longer.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I like how you're aware this is a game.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Okay. You said to turn on subtitles. I'm assuming it's under audio. Subtitles only, I guess.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. I've gotten so much Easter egg. I've gotten so much Easter egg text for walking into a goddamn broom closet. This is like the Easter egg text from waiting in the room that Toriel tells you to wait in, except you don't have to wait nearly as long. I'm assuming he thinks I'm a different person if I walk out this door.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Hey, I got the door 430 achievement.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'll disobey him next time. No, I won't. There's like literally nothing down here, right? That car kills me. That car kills me, I'm calling it.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
What?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
This is bad.
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Please send me back to the beginning of the game.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Damn it.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Holy crap. Oh my god, it did send me back.
All of his
yes!
coworkers were gone. What could it mean?
Yes.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Oh
room.
my
Perhaps
god,
he
that
had
makes
simply
me so
misremembered.
happy. It's just like, go to hell, you didn't
When
do what I
Stanley
said.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
This is
first,
meant to.
just to admire it.
Please. No.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yep.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What is this? That's not a bottomless portal map. Don't have a card to get in there. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift. $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
This is so great. This is so great.
Wait, Stanley thought
I
to
will
himself,
restart from
"Am I
this room
sure that the
100
orders
times if
stopped
I have
coming
to.
in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken."
Now we know how much death costs.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Can I just stay in here for a while? I doubt it. This
Yes,
Oh.
really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I want to get on these chairs so bad. What does this say?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Actually, though, what does that note say?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I'm assuming that they're not going to give me any more after that.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her? I don't care about the game, I want secrets.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Get all endings, they're all great. Didn't know this game had multiple endings. If you could not say things like that, that'd be great. Not mad at you though, that's fine. What? I'm
That's
very
her, Stanley.
concerned.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm very concerned. What happens if I don't? I'm gonna sit here. I assume it's just gonna keep going forever, but I assumed a lot of things that turned out to not be true in this game so far, and I've been playing for like 20 minutes. I wanna know. I'll give it another 60 seconds. I'm assuming there's nothing.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh my god!
It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh my god!
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
This is so great!
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh my god. This is so great. This is so great.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before
I
the
wanna jump off.
contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Holy crap, this is beautiful. There's gotta be a way in that door.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I'm gonna just sit here. Is it going to be like too late already? And when I go on the right, it's like, it's not how filing cabinets work. Did I break it yet? Please?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after
Sweet.
everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what?
I'll play through
What did
it
you
again.
get out of that?
Don't worry.
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone?
Easter
Left
egg
here like
text.
so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
Let me jump.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
Oh, these
I
are
have
in
to.
the floor.
I have to.
Okay.
Oh, I'm here. I'm
Did I
still
win?
here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't
don't
even
really care.
occurred to you, had it? That
No, it
there's a
occurred to me, I
world
just didn't
outside
care.
of you. You're a child. Oh,
Technically, I'm 18.
my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
If you
All
say
right.
go to the door on the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, thank you.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Now, is this
That
going
means
to
choosing
loop forever,
responsibly
or can I
and
continue
always
to do
putting
this
the
like 5
story
more times and have
first.
something
I'm
happen?
quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Rule of threes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that?
To the left?
Quickly,
No.
hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
I don't want to.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow
want
my
Easter
lead and
eggs.
you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
I'll do this one
Behave
more time.
exactly as Stanley would.
I'm
That
pretty
means
sure there's
choosing
nothing,
responsibly and always putting the
whatever.
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Damn it.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Damn it. I'm so upset.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go upstairs this time. Weird feeling like I should do that. This place is creepy. Dude, computer, hell yeah. Let me in.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Are you... I can't speak the code.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
No, he didn't.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Well, if I do elevator
fine,
guys'
you're not gonna do
strategy
it,
of kicking
but you
up.
know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
And it works
If
about
you
as
didn't
well
want
as
to
it
see what I had to show
actually
you,
would for
then why did you come here? You had a
See.
choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I
Why
could have
did you
gone
come
through
this
the door
way?
on the right,
Speak.
huh?
Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
What?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just...
Is this actually an ending?
Here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct.
This is my 4th run because I had to restart.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Or were you accounting for that? I don't know. That was actually an ending. That was actually an ending. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean?
This
Stanley
is
decided
fine.
to go to the meeting room.
I
Perhaps
have
he had
no
simply
clue
missed
what
a
I was
memo.
supposed to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
What's he
first,
supposed
just
to
to
do?
admire it. The lounge was sublime,
Yeah, just
a
admiring
work
it.
of art. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
God, there's so many paths. I could have gone back to the phone, too. You'll never find them all without looking up. I'm gonna try and find them all. I'm not gonna find
Stanley
them all.
didn't want to go back to the
I'm gonna
office.
try.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
I wanna press the button again. Damn. Right.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
This one.
Now, let's see, we went down right, left,
Not all endings, I
down,
mean all Easter eggs.
left,
Yeah,
right.
that's what I mean. Like, I'm
Yep,
not gonna find
okay,
all the
okay,
Easter eggs,
yes.
but I'm gonna try.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
My eyes are
We
closed.
just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Sounds
and
good.
this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Alright. Can I open my eyes now? I think I can. We're good.
All of his co-workers were
Alright.
gone. What could it mean?
That
Stanley
was
decided to
fabulous.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted
what?
the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
I don't think so.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I can't even get to this one. I don't want to go behind the door because it's going to close behind me. What in... What? What? I would have been so
I'll
happy
say
if
it.
those clocks
This
were
is the
right.
worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Wait, I wanted to see what was behind that corner.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hang on. What happens if I do this again even though I have the achievement? Damn. One-time thing. It bothers me that I can't jump.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
How about you stop closing these doors behind me? That's rude, no one actually cleaned that up.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What? Wait, wait, I have many questions about this.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Yes.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
You're asking
Well, do you
me
know
if
what?
I remember
Since
something?
I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Guys, I
A lot of
win.
hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Guys, I win.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Yeah,
Some
but I
people
still
win
won.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh my god, this is great.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Let's see, how badly can I screw this up? This is not the direction we go. This is not the direction we go. One moment.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Just a minute. Also, I didn't say it earlier. I have so much appreciation for the fact that when we were on top of this room, it was like fully aware of what a glitched out game looks like. It was like putting you on top of what this game would look like if you were somehow out of bounds. But like you very clearly weren't actually out of bounds, because otherwise you would have seen like the roof of this part too. Just because it's like flush with the like the height of this room. But it was like everything is black except you can somehow like see through the walls, but you can't see through the second set of walls. Like, I'm so happy they did that. That was cool. Yo, Solitaire. I want to play. Let me in. can't see. I think I see a red 3 that can go out on black 4. That's about it, though. I can't really tell.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
I don't
it's
think it
over
does.
in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
This line
Nope.
just knows
Never
about this
thought.
box.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
What the hell were you saying?
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music.
I want to
lighten the
glitch over
mood.
these. What the hell is this line? So good. I don't want to progress, I just want to keep listening to this. This is the most epic line following music I've ever heard in my life. This entire line just went back to
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Can you turn the music back on, please? Please?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
You are
Is
talking...
any of this
No
ringing a
spoilers.
bell?
It wants to spoil the game for me. Oh. Well. I see.
Oh,
Close closing my eyes.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you...
No, we're good.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
I like how it says line trademark. Line, I'm trusting you.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I like my story better, but alright.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
This isn't how hallways
Use your
work.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
Hi, Line.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It trademark. I'll follow the line, though. I can't jump.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
If both doors opened, I actually would have taken the right one.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And
After a long time, Stanley dies.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
They both led to the same.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Okay. save game, please. Thank you.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
You don't
room.
have to
Perhaps
say
he
that.
had simply missed a memo.
I have to go pretty soon, though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
Wait,
life.
this is different.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh god, that's great.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.